What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Today's video is all about investing in Pokemon cards throughout the first year of Scarlet and Violet era. See, on March 31st, 2023, Scarlet and Violet era officially entered the TCG, and it changed the game. We went from yellow borders in Sword and Shield era to silver borders in Scarlet and Violet era. We have illustration rares now. We have hyper rares. We have double rares. We have special illustration rares. Everything changed. Went to EXs instead of Vs and VMAXs. So lots and lots to talk about. And it is absolutely crazy how fast Pokemon moves. Since March 31st, that's the date that Scarlet and Violet base set got released, we've had 7 sets as of now, which is April 8th. Absolutely wild how fast Pokemon goes. But at the same time, it's like you just got to keep up. Crazy. Before we get into all my thoughts on the matter, we're really close to getting to 10,000 subscribers on the channel. So here are the giveaways that are going to happen once we hit that milestone, starting with this one. Number 1, these 2 PSA graded Japanese collection cards. We got the Voltorb right here in a Gem Mint 10 and the Electrode in a Gem Mint 10 in consecutive order. Pretty sick cards. Number 2, we got this Combined Powers Premium Collection box that I'm going to be opening on the 10,000 subscriber live stream. So that's pretty cool. 3 promo cards, the Jumbo Lugia card, and 11 packs in this box. I like these boxes a lot. They're really cool. For those first 2 prizes, all you got to do to enter is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell notifications on, hit the like button on this video, past videos, future videos, and leave a comment. And now for the third giveaway. This is a members only giveaway, so you have to be a YouTube member to be entered to win this draw. But I'm going to be opening up this Evolving Skies Elite Trainer box along with the tin, the Costco 2-pack. Absolute beauties. So last time I opened an Evolving Skies Elite Trainer box, I pulled the Moonbreon. There's total in this package of 10 Evolving Skies packs plus 2 extra ones in the tin. So you got to be a member to enter to win this one, but 10K is coming up shortly. All right, so like I said in the introduction, Pokemon just continues to churn out product. March 31st, 2023, we had Scarlet and Violet base set. And now, as of today, April 8th, we have 7 sets out of Scarlet and Violet era already. We started with Scarlet and Violet base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Scarlet and Violet 151, which was a game changer, as we all know. Then Paradox Rift, Paldean Fates, and now Temporal Forces just released 2 weeks ago. So things move quick. Depending on how you look at things, that could be good or bad. If you're trying to complete sets, maybe bad because, man, you're just like continually churning through cards trying to complete those sets. If you're a pack ripper, I mean, 2 months is long enough and you're kind of ready for some new cards, some new chase cards to hit, especially if you do pull that chase card early on. So, like, for me, we opened up a ton of Paldean Fates on the channel, and I pulled all the main chase cards within, like, the first month of the set. So the next month was like, I'm kind of getting, like, I'm not bored of it, but I was ready for something new, if you know what I mean. So really depends how you look at it. From an investing perspective, like, it makes it crazy. What do I buy? What do I hold on to? What do I sell? Do I play the flip game? Do I play the long-term hold game? Like, there's lots to talk about here. So here's where I want to go with this, is that we're going to look through the first 7 sets of Scarlet and Violet era, talk about what I think are good investments, what I think are not great investments, but then there's also this like nagging little thing over here called Sword and Shield era, which investing in Pokemon cards through the first year of Scarlet and Violet era almost has been like solely focused on Sword and Shield era, if you know what I mean, because the opportunities are just like, they're so big right now. But I think that we're going to see that opportunity close off relatively quick. But let's start by just like searching through Scarlet and Violet era so far. So before we carry on, I want to talk to you about this new app called the Pocket Dex App. Kevin and his team reached out and told me about this. It's a new collection app to keep track of your Pokemon cards. Has some really cool features that we're going to go over here. The first feature I want to talk about is that you can literally just hold up a card to your phone, scan the card with the camera, and it comes up into your collection. Really cool, really intuitive. Another feature is that you can actually add your friends on the app to see like what they're collecting, what sets they're collecting, how many cards or what percentage of their master collection are they at compared to you. So you can kind of like compare and contrast what you guys are all doing. So that's really cool. It actually uses the contacts in your phone. So it's not like this social media where everything is public. It's really just for you and your like close group of friends, which I think is really, really cool. The last feature that I want to draw your attention to is actually that you can search for cards on TCG Player. It brings up the live feed from TCG Player. So if you're searching through and like, let's say you're on Obsidian Flames and you go to the Ninetales and you don't have that Ninetales illustration rare yet, this app will show you what the prices are on TCG Player, and you can actually just go in and buy it right there. So pretty sweet. So if you want to try this app out for yourself, it's free. And I would just love for you to show your support for other creators like this, creating really cool stuff for the Pokemon community. So you can go to pocketdexapp.com. Go show your support. The link is down below in the description. So Scarlet and Violet base set, it's a base set. If you look at Sun and Moon base set, you look at Sword and Shield base set, they're not doing anything crazy, though they are being sold in the market price for more than MSRP now. And Scarlet and Violet base set is being sold for under MSRP pretty substantially. So in terms of an investment, like, is it good? I don't think it's ever going to be like one of those winners like Team Up or Evolving Skies, but buying it at $90 a booster box, like you can find deals on it right now, I mean, in a 3 to 5 year window, you're probably most likely going to double your money. So that's not a bad play, honestly. In terms of the cards that Scarlet and Violet base set offers, are people going to want to rip Scarlet and Violet base set moving forward? Maybe. I mean, we have what? The Miraidon special illustration rare, which is pretty cool. The Crydon special illustration rare, which is pretty cool. We have the Gardevoir trilogy line, the Ralts, Kirlian, Gardevoir. Those cards are absolutely spectacular in my opinion. And then, of course, we have the two Miriams, including the most expensive card of the set, special illustration Miriam. But, I mean, what is it, $25 or $30 now? Haven't checked recently, but it is not a very expensive card. So I would rate the Scarlet and Violet base set on like kind of low tier in terms of where I want to park my investment dollars in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet right now. Then, a couple months later, we got into Paldea Evolved. I just saw a poll on Twitter talking about what's your favorite set of Scarlet and Violet era so far, not including the specialty sets. Paldea Evolved won by a landslide. So I think there's a lot of people out there that really like Paldea Evolved. You have the 3 starters and their evolution lines and like trilogy cards, which are pretty cool. Especially, I really like the Skeledirge card. I like the Meowscarada card. A lot of people maybe don't like the Quackable line all that much. I'm one of them. But there's some really cool cards in Paldea Evolved, including those Iono cards. The special illustration rare Iono has been like one of the top cards. Well, it was the top card of Paldea Evolved for like a long time until very recently. And we all know which card we're going to talk about next, the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. The illustration rare recently took over #1 card out of Paldea Evolved, which is wild to me. It's up to $85. I just checked before recording this. A big spike over the last couple weeks in terms of the market price of that card. And realistically, like the listed median, I think TCG Player had it at like $115, $120. Like this card is going places, which is absolutely crazy. And speaking of that, I just saw a picture off of eBay where it was like the recent solds of Paldea Evolved Magikarps as Gem Mint 10s from PSA, and they're all going for like $550 to $650. Like, this card is wild. So, I mean, I really, really like Paldea Evolved. I think it's a really, really great set, and even though it's #2 set, which even though it's the #2 set, which historically has not done like amazing in terms of Pokemon sets, Paldea Evolved is a total banger. Then we got into Obsidian Flames, which was maybe a little bit of a letdown for lots of us. I don't love the set personally, which is saying something because I love every Pokemon set, but there's just not a ton to offer, even though there is actually quite a few really cool cards to offer. You got the Ninetales, the Gloom, the Cleffa illustration rares, the Scizor illustration rare, some really, really, really cool artworks, the Pidgey line, which is really nice, the Pidgeot, both the double rare, the ultra rare, and the special illustration rare, holding some value because the TCG, their strength in the TCG. And then, of course, we have the Charizards, which are also a little bit of a mainstay in the TCG, to my knowledge. And, of course, people love to chase the number one chase card of a set, which is that Charizard Special Illustration Rare. I personally really like that card. It's another one on my watch list because there's just such a big markup to get that card in a Gem Mint 10, but they're hard to find. I've been looking for months, and I can't find a good PSA submission contender like to try and get that Gem Mint 10 for myself. So what would I do in terms of investment we didn't talk about Paldea Evolved for this or Obsidian Flames. Paldea Evolved I hold in quite a high regard. To my knowledge, it seems like it was short printed a little bit. We haven't seen any major reprints happen out of Scarlet and Violet era so far, so it'll be interesting to watch for the rest of 2024 as these sets are already like nearing a year old. And then Obsidian Flames, it's definitely not my top. I kind of compare it to Darkness Ablaze, which is still like $180 to $200 booster box and doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon because, I mean, what does it have to offer? It has the Charizard VMAX to offer, which is a $20 card. Not a lot of people looking to open up Darkness Ablaze anytime soon. I would suspect that Obsidian Flames is in that same boat where it's like, do we really need to open Obsidian Flames 5 years from now? Maybe not. Paldea Evolved, on the other hand, I think there's going to be lots of people who are excited to open Paldea Evolved because you have also, we didn't even talk about it, the Chien Pao, the Chi-Yu, Ting Lu, all the kind of new legendary Pokemon, which are also featured as special illustration rares in the set. So a pretty cool set. Then, of course, we got into Scarlet and Violet 151, and I think this is one of the best investments, it's definitely since I got involved in the hobby, and I know that there's going to be reprints. That's not like a reprint official confirmation. It's just my heart and gut is telling me that Pokemon wants to milk this for all it's worth, so there's going to be reprints available. We know about the Costco 2-packs of the collection boxes for 151, and we know they reprinted Shining Fates, they reprinted Crown Zenith, they reprinted Celebrations, all of it. They're going to reprint Scarlet Violet 151 as well. That doesn't mean that it's not investment worthy right now. I mean, the amount of people that I've talked to just in town here and in Discord and online and in the comments, anytime I talk about Scarlet and Violet 151, my views go up and everything. Like, everything 151 is really good. So, I mean, what else is there to say? Like, it's an S tier set for me. So investment in Scarlet and Violet 151 also at a high level. I want to have lots of that in stock moving forward. Then we had Paradox Rift, and for a while I was like, yeah, Paradox Rift, pretty cool. I like the set a lot. You have a lot of really cool Pokemon. It introduced the ancient and future aspects of Pokemon, which is a cool little gimmick. I don't know if it's going to take off or anything like that, but that's definitely a big part of the Scarlet and Violet games. So I would suspect that it sticks around for most of Scarlet and Violet era. In terms of the actual set itself, Paradox Rift, we've seen a big decline, especially over the last 3 or 4 months here, where the cards are not holding their value very well. So for a while, Roaring Moon EX Special Illustration Rare was in that $80 to $100 card now. It's at $60 to $70. Iron Valiant came way down. It was a $70 card. Now it's a $30 card. And Iron Hands is actually making a little bit of a move up, so it's holding some value. I think there's a lot to like about Paradox Rift. I don't know if there's going to be a lot to like in terms of moving forward with the set, if that makes any sense. What are people going to want? Which cards are people going to really want to chase out of Paradox Rift 5 years from now? Yet to be determined, but I mean, I'd label that as a middle tier set. Okay? Then we had Paldean Fates, and here's what I have to say about Paldean Fates so far. How old is it? Couple months old. You have the Charizard, you have the Mew, you have the Gardevoir, and the Iono, the big 4 cards of the set. You also have 3 of the baby shinies, including the Pikachu, Charmander, and Charmeleon. Those are the 3, and those are holding up really nicely in the market so far. If you look back to Shining Fates and Hidden Fates, the baby shinies are not holding up so far. So I have a feeling those ones might drop a little bit. In terms of the big cards, especially the Bubble Mew and the Shining Charizard, those cards are legit chase cards. I think this set is has a lot of value to add to the marketplace. If you look at how amazing Hidden Fates has held up and how so many people love the set, they still love to rip it 5 years later, I think Paldean Fates could be that same set 5 years from now with new people in the hobby. Ooh, shiny Pokemon. One of the main specialty sets from Scarlet and Violet era. Maybe when people got into Pokemon in the next era who had never got to open up Paldean Fates could be a real banger of a set. So I like that set a lot in terms of investment, though same kind of disclaimer in terms of Scarlet and Violet 151. Pokemon likes to milk this stuff, so I am suspecting that there's going to be a big reprint of Paldean Fates as well, which leads us to the last set to talk about of Scarlet and Violet era, which is Temporal Forces. I don't even know where to start with this one because part of me loves the set in terms of the pull rates are just ridiculously tough compared to other sets out of Scarlet and Violet era so far. We also don't have like a huge chase card. I mean, you got the Gouging Fire, the Walking Wake, the Raging Bolt, the Iron Leaves, and the Iron Crown. 5 pretty cool Pokemon. Are people, like new people in the hobby or old people looking for the nostalgia, are they going to flock to those Pokemon? That's what is yet to be determined. Are these ancient and future Pokemon going to actually be popular, or are people going to continue to want to search for like Mew and Charizard and all the old school stuff? That's where I'm a little bit hesitant to call Temporal Forces good in terms of an investment long term. But I don't know. It's hard because we're already in the middle aspect of Scarlet and Violet era. Like we're in year 2. So year 2 of Sword and Shield era, which is what we're going to turn our attention to now, is doing really, really good. So Temporal Forces, will it see some big spikes? I mean, we're not going to know for 3 to 4 years from now. But that's where we're turning into the middle aspect of Sword and Shield era. So starting with Battle Styles, not a beloved set by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a really good set. You have the Urshifus and the Vs and the VMAXs. You have the Tyranitar. You have the Empoleon. Such good cards in the set, and that set is still just hovering in that like $100 to $120 range on TCG Player, which is absolutely wild to me. But that's like kind of the one-off that people are like, there's better things to do with my money. Okay? But now we've been seeing the madness and the explosiveness of Pokemon take off in the Chilling Reigns, the Evolving Skies, and the Fusion Strikes. In the last year, this is absolutely wild. Okay? Chilling Reign a year ago was $120 per booster box. Maybe not even that much. Okay, I'm just like spewing out numbers here, so it's a little off the cusp. They might not be entirely accurate. 1 year ago, Evolving Skies was under a $300 booster box. I remember buying, like early on in the Poke Office history, I bought one of every Sword and Shield booster box from Sword and Shield base set all the way to Silver Tempest, and I paid not very much for it now looking back already. Okay, Evolving Skies, I think I paid $280 Canadian for it. Now it's like getting pretty close to $700 US. So it's absolutely wild what's happening with Evolving Skies, and people just continually, it'll come back down. I'm going to wait to buy a box until it comes back down. I don't think it's coming back down anytime soon. Okay, Fusion Strike. We saw this explosive action take place over the last couple weeks where Fusion Strike booster boxes sold out on PokemonCenter.com. Okay, immediately this box went from $140, this is less than 3 months ago, up to $200 and continuing to climb today. Absolutely wild. So as we move into Scarlet and Violet era, year number 2, what's going to happen? We're going to see some new sets. I don't know what is going to happen in Scarlet and Violet era. We do know that Twilight Masquerade is coming out in May. And then I also just read on PokeBeach that Pokemon just copyrighted the name Dragona Paradise or something like that. So we'll probably see that in like the fall, maybe the winter time. So there's some things that we know, but what gimmicks are Pokemon going to come up with next, like to keep us entertained? There's the masks in Twilight Masquerade, could be kind of cool. We've heard rumors that there might be a return of the Mega Pokemon, so I think there's going to be some gimmicks coming along. But what we do know is that Sword and Shield is in the past now. So we have those last 4 booster boxes still kind of available. Astral Radiance just sold out on Pokemon Center. Which one's going to be next? Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest. No matter what, all 4 of those boxes are going to start seeing a big increase. And for a long time, I didn't think that Sword and Shield was going to do quite as well as like the Sun and Moon explosiveness during the COVID times. However, what I'm seeing right now with Fusion Strike, with Evolving Skies, with Astral Radiance, as it just sold out on Pokemon Center, I think we're in for another big boom of Sword and Shield era just going up, up, up. So that's not financial advice. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. But I think that as we get further and further into Scarlet and Violet era, we're going to start seeing Sword and Shield get further in the past, and those prices are going to continue to rise. There's still a lot of negativity towards Scarlet and Violet era, which is kind of my last talking point here. Lots of negativity on Reddit, on Twitter, on the interwebs in general. People do not like Scarlet and Violet era. I don't really understand why personally, because the artwork spectacular. The pull rates, I think Pokemon's just figuring it out. It was different and wild all the time in Sword and Shield era too. Now Temporal Forces got extremely tough, but it's been really easy so far in Scarlet and Violet era. So it's all just like this mystery, and yet I'm really excited moving forward for the future of Scarlet and Violet era. Like, it's just, you got to just keep moving forward. We can't always live in the past. How much more can Pokemon milk Charizard and Blastoise and Venusaur and the original 151? People are screaming for like new stuff, and there's the new show with not Ash Ketchum, like all this stuff. I'm really rambling now, but there's 2 kind of avenues where we can go here. We can continue to buy, sell the Sword and Shield stuff, but that's going to just be harder and harder and harder as time goes on, as prices increase, as supply decreases. However, we have this opportunity in Scarlet and Violet era right now where we can buy for cheap, just hold, it's kind of stress-free, hands-off for the next 3 to 5 years, and 3 to 5 years from now, you're going to be laughing. That's just the way things tend to work. I watched a really, really good Nostalgianomics video recently, and he was basically talking about the same thing, kind of talking about building wealth through Pokemon investing, but through investing practices in general. For most of us, we have this income, and we usually put it into a 401k for you Americans, or an RRSP for Canadians, or whatever you call it in your country, or you do your own investing in the stock market, or you do some sort of investing like to save for your future. However, with Pokemon, what are we doing? We're just like buying Evolving Skies at $300, selling it at $600, buying the next Brilliant Stars booster box and selling it once it doubles in value. I mean, when you just continually flip and flip and flip, are you actually going to build enough wealth or enough of a like business in terms of Pokemon investing to make a difference? Or would you be better off just taking a hands-off approach, taking a step back, and just holding for a little while, seeing where things work out, instead of doing the constant daily grind of doing the next flip? I'm looking for that Chilling Reign booster box. I don't want to pay $225 for it. I want to pay $200 for it. Can I find that deal? And now I'm going to sell it for $225. Like, you're putting in a lot of work, a lot of stress, which for some of us is a hobby, but at some point there's like something to be said about the long-term hands-off approach hold, which is why I love Scarlet and Violet era so much, because right now you have the opportunity to buy these boxes for just so cheap. Some of them are literally at wholesale prices in the market today. Like, you don't even have to search for deals. They're just there. This isn't even talking about like TikTok deals and all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy. The Pokemon economy is in a wild place right now. I hope you got something out of this video, because it's kind of been a little bit rambly, but I love both aspects of Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. Sword and Shield has like the buy now approach, and hopefully see a big gain in your money over the next year or two, and then maybe sell off. Whereas the Scarlet and Violet approach is like the hands off right now. This is like, we're in it right now, but 3 to 5 years from now, you really could see some growth on this stuff. No matter if you put $100 in or $1,000 or $10,000 in, just sit back, hold until these boxes go out of stock. And I think Scarlet and Violet era, just like any other, it has the silver borders. It has the new ancient and future Pokemon. I mean, it has illustration rares. It has special illustration rares. The artwork is better than Pokemon has ever done it before. People are gonna come back and be like, what? People didn't like Scarlet and Violet? How did they not like this? That's my take anyways. So, without further ado, time to stop talking and time to open up 10 more packs of Temporal Forces, still chasing that Iron Crown. All right, let's get to it. The Temporal Forces pull rates are just so ridiculously tough. The live stream this last weekend was tough. Meltan right off the bat. Nice. Okay. What did we pull? Only one special illustration rare, and I think we opened up like 5 booster boxes. It was wildly tough. But people are kind of mixed opinions on it. I kind of like it. It makes it hard because, like, when you open up 5 booster boxes and only get 1 special illustration rare, it's hard to get excited about that. However, when you do get, like, the big pull, I mean, it's really exciting. Like, think back to Evolving Skies and to Chilling Rain and to Fusion Strike, where the pull rates were also really tough. And I mean, when I pulled the Gengar from Fusion Strike, I was like going ballistic. When I pulled the Moonbreon, I was just speechless. Like, that's the power of bad pull rates. It makes the chase cards so much better. Ooh, Neo Upper Energy. Okay. There's an Ace Spec card. So 2 hits so far. Not too bad. Nothing crazy yet. But I mean, when you open up what's close to 200 packs and only 1 special illustration rare, like, we beat the odds in the bad way, which you got to have something, like, you have to have belief. Otherwise, I don't think Pokemon is doing the right thing. People have to believe that it's possible. You know what I'm talking about? So, it's tough. Anyways, hope you got something from this video. I think that we're in a really, really good space for Pokemon investing still. Like, there is plays to be made. If you want to grind Sword and Shield right now, you can definitely do it. Like, you just need some money because the prices are going up. You know? So, yeah. I don't know. The crazy thing is that, do you want all your investment dollars in Pokemon? As much as I love talking about, like, Pokemon numbers and investing, not all my dollars are going into Pokemon. Like, this is still a hobby as well. And part of the hobby is watching the value of my collection grow. Like, there's definitely something to that. I would absolutely love to build wealth through Pokemon, but I'm not also parking all of my money into just one hobby. So, I mean, how much risk are you willing to take with Pokemon? Because Pokemon is still a hobby. Like, we're literally investing in cardboard, which is kind of a crazy thought. Like, if you take a big step back from everything, kind of a crazy thought. However, I mean, they've kind of proven themselves. Pokemon has been out for what, 25, 26 years? Even a little longer in Japan. So it's kind of proven. Like, I don't think Pokemon's going anywhere. It's still, like, what is it? The most valued, the highest valued entertainment company or something? Like, that's not the right words, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. This is the last card, or the last pack. Can we get something else? Nothing there. And a Wug Trio. Shocker alert. All right. We still got 4 hits, including an Ace Spec card. So, not all bad. Not all great either, but 4 hits there. Anyways, That's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you gained some insight from my rambles. And let me know what you think as well. Are you investing in Sword and Shield? Are you investing in Scarlet and Violet? Thank you all so much for watching. We're closing in on 10,000 subscribers ASAP. I can't wait. It's all because of you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Until my next video, peace.